Did we tell you that our camera overheated on our short film shoot? It definitely did. If you've seen our behind the scenes video on the making of Miranda, then you probably remember us talking about that our camera overheated. We shot on a sunny day in May and it was much hotter than it normally is. So yeah, our iPhone 8 Plus shooting 4K 24p overheated, but we think we know why. But first, let's take a look at this.
Action.
This footage right here starts out looking normal, and then as the camera overheats, it starts getting stroby. And this is the way it looked on the viewfinder, fortunately. Otherwise, I would have never known. Good news and bad news. The bad news, of course, is the camera overheated and it affected the footage. The good news is I was able to tell. The monitor actually dimmed a little and then it got stuttery or stroby. And so when I did playback, I was like, oh, the footage is being affected and so we need to reshoot that.
And cut.
Here's what the good footage looked like.
You're right on time.
You surprised?
I missed you.
The previous scene was actually shot in the shade because of this scene. We shot this scene first and it was in direct sunlight and we had several issues with the camera getting too hot. This is where I first noticed it. And I wasn't leaving the camera out in the sun consistently. I set it up to frame the shot and then I would go take it over and put it in the car or put it in the shade. But just being in the direct sunlight for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes caused it to overheat. So it was kind of a surprise, to be honest.
Action.
Again, I was lucky that I could see this on the monitor that it was strobing, and so I knew something was up. I hate it when you shoot something and then you don't realize the footage is messed up until you get back and look at it in post-production. Then you can't do anything about it. We reshot all this stuff.
And cut.
And here's how it actually ended up looking with the good footage.
After today, we're square.
Shake that booty, girl, let me see you move, son. Shake that booty, girl, let me see you move, son. Shake that booty, girl.
This is not just a smartphone problem. The old red cameras overheated all the time. Sony is known for overheating, although they've gotten better with their later models. You really just need to cover the phone with a flag or something, which I didn't actually do, but I would in the future. The way I handled it was I took the phone and put it in my car in the air conditioning. We sat in the AC for about 10 minutes with the phone, which actually worked out good for a few reasons. Not only did it cool the phone down, but I was able to charge the phone and able to cool down myself. So I had the actors sitting in the car too. Not ideal, but at least sitting in the AC fixed the problem and also made the cast and crew less grumpy. So my theory on why this happened? Well, besides the temperature being 100 degrees and the direct sunlight hitting the phone, I think it's a combination of things. It's a black phone. Inside the helium core, another black piece of metal holds in the heat, and also shooting 4K 24p. So you take all those things together and it just creates heat. My phone gets hot in normal shooting conditions, so outside and then with everything else together, it just overheated. I wouldn't be afraid to shoot outside, but it's just something to be aware of and plan ahead for. Keep the camera covered, keep it cool.
Action.
And here's one more instance that it happened, and this was a shot that I didn't even use in the movie. You can see his arm and stuff is blown out there from the sun.
Not so dramatic. A little more conversational, but still stern. Action.
If I was going to use it, I would have pushed in like this, and we would have filled it into our widescreen aspect ratio. So it could have worked, but the footage was bad anyway.
And cut.
Here's how the real scene ended up looking.
Is she getting into the car?
She better get into that damn car.
Get in, Miranda.
Let's make like a tree and get the hell out of here.
Filmmaking is hard. It doesn't matter what kind of camera you're using, things like this can happen. You just have to be prepared and improvise, and it typically will all work out. So have you guys had equipment malfunctions like this? If so, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear, because of course, misery loves company. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, definitely do that now so you won't miss any of our future content. Keep your camera covered. Don't let it overheat. And we will see you guys in the next one.